The NBA is in free fall because of the idiots over at ESPN who don't know how to talk about basketball. And they have, with Charles Barkley, again, he can't say all this because he's slightly reluctant and he doesn't want to go too far. But he's like, I'm the gold standard in studio sports TV. And ESPN has bought a knockoff handbag called Kendrick Perkins to pretend to be me on these NBA studio shows. And I'm offended by it. Why do y'all got this bad knockoff version of me, Kendrick Perkins, who I'm Charles Barkley. I'm one of the 20 greatest NBA players of all time, certainly in the top 25. I'm a legend. I'm a former MVP. I played in the NBA when the games and the titles and everything really mattered. Again, I'm a legend in the game and as a broadcaster, and you have set up a role player with a heavy Texas drawl who talks in, ghetto shtick to play the role of Charles Barkley on Kendrick Perkins. It annoys me. You're doing me a disservice. And he doesn't know how to talk about the game. And Charles Barkley's like, he's a groupie for LeBron. Oh, the Lakers saved the NBA. And he goes, this is a dumb conversation. No, they haven't. What Oklahoma City's been doing, what Cleveland's been doing, more focus on that. But ESPN has a gimmick of only talking about LeBron James and the Lakers and maybe a little Steph Curry and the Warriors. And Charles Barkley's argument is that, hey, you're partnered with ESPN. They're the worldwide leader in sports. They don't know how to promote your game. They've turned it into a discussion among idiots who know nothing about the game. Charles Barkley is saying Kendrick Perkins never mattered in the NBA, and Stephen A. Smith doesn't know a damn thing about the NBA, and he's got this fraudulent resume as some sort of former college basketball player. You got a clown. And Charles Barkley sat and watched yesterday. Like, hey, this is the problem. You got some Kai Cenat, some midget TikToker, sitting on air talking about the NBA and arguing with Stephen A. Smith about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And Charles Barkley's saying, you've pitted LeBron James versus Michael Jordan for content, and ESPN needs to cut it out. And so I want you to think about the history of Charles Barkley. Who has he hated in sports broadcasting forever? Skip Bayless. He used to go on air and say, I'd beat up Skip Bayless, blah, blah. He has blamed Skip Bayless for the very same thing that either earlier this week or late last week, I told you all that, hey, man, Skip Bayless's shtick that started when LeBron James was 21, and that started on ESPN, that damaged LeBron James and it damaged the NBA. Charles Barkley, again, he can't go into this full explanation, but this is what's at the root of his explanation, because there's a massive conversation going on from the top of the commissioner's office to NBA ownership to all the TV networks and executives. ESPN has paid $2.6 billion for the NBA, for the right to broadcast NBA games. ESPN has walked away from Major League Baseball. And so there's a lot of pressure on the NBA to justify all the money that's being paid for its TV rights. And there's a lot of finger pointing going on. And Charles Barkley saying, ESPN and their idiotic shtick of pitting two great players, this violent feud that's been going on, verbal feud that's been going on between LeBron James fans and Michael Jordan fans, it's unhealthy. It's not good for the game. It's made Skip Bayless rich, and now it's going to make Stephen A. Smith even richer. News reports just coming out yesterday, Stephen A. Smith re-upping with ESPN, 5 years, $100-some-odd million. Charles Barkley, they're rewarding more of this stupidity that has the NBA in a bad place. Why are Michael Jordan and LeBron James seen as mortal enemies? He's saying ESPN did this. Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith did this. They sit on the air week after week after week, inviting idiots. This has been going on at ESPN, not just with First Take, but they're the leader of it. Hey, let's invite Kai Cenat on, a midget TikToker. Hey, let's invite idiot gangster rappers on, and we can always do. Idiot gangster rapper, who do you like, Jordan or LeBron? Barkley said ESPN has dumbed down the conversation about sports and made LeBron fans not like Michael fans, LeBron fans not like Michael Jordan, Jordan fans not like LeBron James. We've divided everything up. Basketball is this beautiful game, and we used to celebrate each other and celebrate the guys before us. But now ESPN, driven by Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, and this whole embrace debate movement started by Jamie Horowitz that has never gone away, it's destroyed the NBA. So again, Barkley's pointing the finger at ESPN. LeBron James, he's pretending like he's upset about Bronny James and the way Stephen A. Smith talks about Bronny James. That's the justification, because he doesn't want to tell LeBron James, or he doesn't want to tell Stephen A. Smith and the rest of the media what he's really upset about. He's never liked the way he's been covered by ESPN. LeBron James, as I said, and some of you all don't understand me, and Steve Kim came on here and just defended or just attacked me for my argument that, like, hey man, I'm just telling you, LeBron James is sitting there saying ESPN, Skip Bayless, and now Stephen A. Smith, they have been milking the LeBron James cow for 20 years straight. And Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James is saying, at my expense. They pitted me against Michael Jordan. And as I read to you all earlier this week or late last week when I started this discussion, that when I read to you all, here's Skip Bayless, when LeBron James is 21 years old and just lost a tough playoff series, I think to the Detroit Pistons. Skip Bayless launching this attack on LeBron. Oh, he's no Michael Jordan. He's not clutch. He doesn't have the clutch gene. He's Bob. He started that when LeBron was 21 years old, just in his third season. And LeBron James, as I said, like, hey, there's a lunatic on TV attacking me every day and comparing me in a negative light to Michael Jordan ever since I was 21. And LeBron James is like, here I am 20 years later, and Stephen A. Smith is still doing it.